5 seconds remaining.
So we'll see what RNG want to do with this, as they've got the Phantom Assassin, the Tusk, and the Venge. Obviously, Magic Missile is some lockdown right now for them. Shards kind of. Snowball as well, but I'd like to see another stun come their way, as it looks as though they're set with the Phantom Assassin and the safe lane. They're 4-5 being the Tusk as well as the Venge. So I'm ready to see what they want in the off lane. I've seen a lot of Tide in the Chinese region that has been looking ready to go. Let's take a look at what they've been playing. Apparently my caps lock are on. I should have all this ready. Wish I kind of had like a second computer here, just pull up the stats. But they go, okay, yeah, we've been seeing a lot of Darkseer. You've got that vacuum wall potential. With the Phantom Assassin, I still would like to see them get a little bit more lockdown. We've been seeing a lot of Tinkers recently. And they're coming into these final bans. A lot going on right now. I think Southeast Asia and China are on at the same time.
5 seconds remaining.
Pretty disgusting.
Dire team ban.
Pango's ban. We've been seeing some of that in the mid lane in the CIS and EU regions. Necro's been picked up. Rubik gets banned out. They banned the Rubik last. Interesting.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Let's see what the final ban will be against LGD here for RNG. I've been seeing Ursa mid, as well as in that safe lane. I've been seeing, looking at Anna, who played that Phantom Assassin, just taking some stats off from other games. Doom's still available. Don't think that's going to be picked up here really at all. I think that Necro does look pretty good here for really... Could see it for both these teams. But I'm excited to see some Chinese Dota. They always bring a little wrench into the plan of my ideas. And, well, my ideas suck. Let's be real. I'm just excited to see Somnus back on it. Is Ember banned? Ember is banned. That was the last ban from RNG.
Dire team pick.
And they banned the Storm. Hadn't seen Storm for so long. It comes out in that final at the Major, and I feel like Storm is all of a sudden his stock rose. A lot of teams are thinking about whether or not the Storm is the right pick, and it gives them a lot of mobility. That's a good ban there, because LGD would have had the Nature's Prophet. You're getting a Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker, possibly as well as the Ursa. And they go to the Jakiro. Ooh, wee. Jakiro, Darkseer, Phantom Assassin, Tusk, Venge. So let's see how they lay out this lineup. Is it going to be a Monet Phantom Assassin? Are we going to see Setsu on Jakiro? Or maybe the Phantom Assassin goes mid? And there's that Necro I was talking about for LGD. And Monet will be on the Phantom Assassin. Land him on the Tusk. SRF on the offlane Darkseer. They put maybe on the mid Necro, safe lane Ursa. Setsu is going to be playing a mid Venge. Okay. I'm excited for this. This is a little bit of a different lineup. You don't get to see this all too often with the Venge over mid. Now you've got the Necro mid, safe lane Ursa, FY on the Earthshaker, which I love on Chalice, and I know I kind of I fawned over the Chalice Earthshaker, but he's going to be on the Nature's Prophet, which he also plays really well. X-Nova on that Disruptor. And this first game is setting up to be possibly a bloodbath. I think a little bit of time is going to be needed here for the Phantom Assassin, whereas the Ursa can kind of get the ball rolling with Phase Boots. You've got the chase potential with the Glimpse, as well as, you know, if you get FY to come over and Fissure, you have a lot there for the Ursa. We'll see if it's going to be something like the Phase Boots possibly into that Blink Dagger. Could do something like Phase Drums Blink. Let's do this. Let's get underway. I'm happy. Happy to be back in the seat watching some Chinese Dota. It's gonna be a long day, that's for sure. 3 best of 3s starting at 1 in the morning. This is an all-day affair, guys.
Divine.
So let's do it up big, let's do it up well, let's do it up good. Because we've got LGD against Royal Never Give Up. Their main squad. Game 1. Do smoke up. So we've got 4 heroes coming here over bottom for LGD, and just going into the off lane is Chalice with this Nature's Prophet, no surprise. Smoke will be broken by FY, and they know they're on the high ground. Lanham's staying nearby. This is not the best spot for him as the kinetic field comes out, as well as the Fissure. That lands on 4. Could be first blood for LGD, but the snowball keeping him alive and bringing everybody over to the Ursa, all 5 heroes. But they get the first blood on the Lanham. The Stifling Dagger will hit Ame as he tries to run away with the Ion Shell on SRF, burning him down. And the chase is on with 2 heroes coming through. SRF as well as Monet will get the return kill on Ame. Meanwhile, back over, Afu hits the deck, and then they've got the kinetic field as well as the Fissure to line it up on a Setsu, do a little bit of damage there onto the Venge, as he'll try to run away, and well, they really don't have much to keep him close. The Ion Shell on top of SRF. Kinetic field coming out once more. Body blocks from SRF. They've also got Lanham to get that bounty rune. And it ends up 2-1, but it could be 2-2 as SRF and Lanham again. Snowball over. Ion Shell on top of the Tusk, running away. Eats the Tango. X-Nova trying to keep his life. Getting closer to Ame, but the damage is quite nice with the Ion Shell burning into his skin. And that's going to make it 2 apiece. Ame getting hit up hard, as they're really failing to care for a moment, and that may be a problem. But the snowball onto Ame, they'll get the kill. SRF doesn't take the tower shots. None of the kinetic field will be enough to lock him in. It's 6 kills pre-first full minute. Oh my. Setsu gets low. Maybe gives chase. Oh, this is exactly what I want to see. You've already got level 2 on Disruptor. He's got himself the Thunderstrike as well as the Kinetic Field. We'll see how this lane goes for RNG. With the Tusk as well as the Darkseer.
You'll see no gold.
Turn this, at least for now, into a dual lane. Let's see where FY ends up going. Yeah, he'll go up over top. So they'll go to the 2-1-2. Looks like a 2-1-2 for the side of RNG as well. Fissure immediately on to Monet. As he's sitting at level 2. He's got himself the Phantom Strike as well as the Stifling Dagger. And he's joined here by Afu. He's got this pull so far, but FY comes over and spots him for a second. Chalice making his way in. They don't really have much to get a kill here over towards top. They'll have a Fissure as well as the Totem. For Chalice, he's got Teleportation as well as the Nature's Call. They've also got the pull coming in from X-Nova as a haste. Picked up for Lanham. Is he going to take this bottom or go mid? He's already backed up quite a bit, but Lanham coming from the back. He's got the snowball as well as the tag team. That would be with Setsu potentially with No magic missile, just wave of terror. So the lockdown there is just relying on the snowball. So he comes all the way back around. SRF creep cutting. Anybody comes over, the snowball's out. They'll walk in with SRF, throw the tag team on. So you can't really go back to kind of harass this Darkseer. But it gives Ame a chance to kind of get these last hits. He'll be under the tower with these creeps. See what he's able to do. That should be one. Over top for a moment. Looked like FY was in trouble. Let's take a look over mid. You've got maybe back at it again against Setsu. 15-5 to the 10-5 of Setsu. So about even in terms of experience, but a good amount of harassment coming in from this Necro onto Setsu. Forced to use that salve and only has one more tango to his name. Has picked up that magic missile, going with the 1-2-1, but magic missile not really deterring. Maybe as they did go after him. X-Nova dies to SRF, and then over top they get the kill on FY, missing both of them. I didn't really think that he was going to try and harass SRF. He seemed pretty much safe. Lanham hadn't really showed himself, and yeah, snowball in. He had hit level 3, has shards, has tag team. There's no real way that you're going to get in on that one. And then over top, I'm not really too sure what happened. They don't have Ice Path, and they just have the damage. Venge, Setsu again over mid. It chipped over another salve. He finds himself in a little bit of trouble over mid. Now behind a touch in terms of experience. Starting to fall behind a little bit more. Ame continuing to farm under this tower. 26-3 to the 23-2 of the Darkseer. The kinetic field comes out on Lanham. Ame coming in, but the snowball obviously gives him some time. And a pause from FY. I'm excited. They're good to go. A little bit of lag. It's all good. Snowball over the neutral creeps, get him far enough away from this Ursa. Ame unable to find a kill. He's actually died. He's 0-2-2. But his last hitting under the tower has been fine, where, of course, they've been creep cutting, so it should be a little bit harder, but for Ame, he's taking full advantage of it. $1,000 net worth lead so far for LGD. 5-3, just 5 minutes in. Let's take a look at the runes. Ame gets the bottom one, and FY gets this top one here, leaving the bottom bounty rune, but he's coming across all the way towards mid. With Setsu taking in as much damage as he had been, he has to be careful of a gang coming through, especially from FY behind the tower. He could definitely dive if he's got the creeps, and Setsu forcing himself all the way back. They think about TPing in, and it'll be in the Nature's Prophet on the high ground. FY gets in front of him, but Chalice, he's all the way by the shrine. Setsu still not dead. The snowball comes through. X-Nova makes his way in. They'll get the kill into Setsu. They'll look for more of the shards. Blocking in X-Nova, who now needs to run away from Afu as well as Lanham. They'll bring in maybe Lanham getting low. The Reaper Scythe comes in. Just not enough. He will die afterwards, and it ends up being a 2-for-1. But a little bit sloppy from LGD. Just a bit sloppy. It seemed like Chalice was trying to find the right spot to get into that engagement. Came into the high ground, and then with X-Nova coming in just a little bit too far away from his support, FY goes down, and they end up getting 2 in their favor here for LGD, and that was a kill on Setsu. So this makes this mid lane where Somnus is starting to come off. He's going into this Rod of Atos. He's got the wand. He's got boots, 2-0 talisman. He's looking fine. Top of the net worth. It's great. Setsu hitting level 6 recently. Maybe ahead. Getting there towards a level ahead. The shards come through. That blocks X-Nova. They've got the snowball with the Iron Shell on the Wild Wing. She had the kill on the Disruptor, and that is X-Nova dead for the 3rd time. He does have 2 kills, and he did help over towards mid. SRF's having himself a good game going into that Soul Ring, as well as Tusk. He's already level 4. He's got 2 into the tag team. We'll see if he gets a little bit more mobile. He did come over mid to try and help. So we'll see if he goes to any other lanes to provide that tag team, as well as the snowball into the shards. FY has made a rotation. X-Nova on the low ground. They're looking for Lanham. And if they can... they don't have glimpse, so... not much they can do. Down for another 19 seconds. Afu has made his way bottom as well. So 3 here for both sides. And Setsu pushed out of the mid lane.
Dire's middle tower is
Right
under
now an
attack.
early lead for the side of LGD, as their farm has been nice here on the Ursa. Just behind the Darkseer, who's already got himself the Helm of the Dominator. Let's see Monet's farm. He's level 6, has the coup de grace. Phase boots ready, going into another Wraith Band. But leading it all at the moment, again, is this Necro who's going into the Rod of Atos. And he throws the stun, but it doesn't do much more. They'll bring over the Jakiro. Doesn't have Ice Path, he has Dual Breath as well as the Liquid Fire. Not sure how much that's really going to do for him in terms of a gank, or gank potential over mid. But at least for now, Afu will take over and maybe try to get a little bit of experience. Get to level 4, get to level 5. 3 mid here with X-Nova and FY. They'll also TP in Chalice. The kinetic field comes through. Lanham in the trees. Afu maybe looking to defend. That might not be the right idea as the Fissure comes through as well as the heal. And then the Reaper Scythe on top of it. An easy kill here for Maybe. But the rotations are coming out for RNG to try and turn this around. The Magic Missile hits onto Maybe. They've also got the swap that misses the Ice Path, so he's able to heal up the Iron Shell on top, burning him away, as they've got all 5 heroes from RNG to turn this around and get the kill on an FI as well as Maybe. Now into the trees, they'll look for X-Nova behind the tier 1 tower. Ame praying that he can find an opening to get Maybe one on the exit, but unfortunately, that moment won't come up for him, and that'll be a third for RNG. They play the counter really well in that situation, where LGD were stacking up, looking for the opportunity to get a kill, and they did find it. They don't get the tower, and they lose 3. They'll bring it back around one more time. Fissure comes out as well as the kinetic field. The Thunderstrike onto Apu. Ice Path will be laid down onto Ame as well as X-Nova. Setsu still onto the high ground. Chalice looking for a TP in. They want to focus on Setsu. They don't have anything to stop him just yet, but they've got the Sprout, they've got the Glimpse, they bring him back, they get the kill, and that's another one here for Maybe. And now let's see what RNG are able to do. The long-range Fissure just landing on the edge to Lanham. They'll look for the kinetic field, but he walks to the right of it. They've got the Sprout once more. How do you get out of this one? You need a Quelling Blade, you need something to walk away. With a Snowball, it charges up, it goes into the face of the Necro, and they will lose a second. Should be able to finish off this tower the second chance they get.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So it was the first of 10 kills here for RNG, but still a slight lead so far for the Necro. And now they're going to find Monet. If we can get the kill on a Monet, this could be crucial, but getting into the right spot, Afu, making it so Monet could Phantom Strike back to allies. And they bring 4 over top here for LGD. Meanwhile, Ame just continuing to try and farm away. He's going in, has the Phase Boots, has the Morbid Mask, then the drums. We'll see if that's a Blink Dagger afterwards. Again, that's going to give them some mobility. Chalice, who's going to be able to use that teleportation. I would assume they're trying for a Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker eventually.
Dire's top tower is
So
under
we'll see.
attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Going for the tier 1 tower. X-Nova ready to give somebody the old glimpse back.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gonna come around over mid on FY. Wave of Terror as well as the Snowball. Walrus Punch, Magic Missile. More than enough damage to get the kill with the Sprout on Lanham. He just used the Snowball. How is he gonna be able to make it away on this one? The swap comes in. Ame moving over, trying to catch up.
Under attack.
Trying to focus somebody, and he chooses Setsu. With with X-Nova right nearby, giving him the glimpse into the hands of the bear, and he's more than hungry enough, and with enough help, able to get the kill on a Setsu. This Rod of Atos even more locked down, and the Shards just bring Ame closer.
Illusion.
We pick up of this Rod of Atos here for maybe, and they're in a Roche. 12 minutes in, time to go for the first Aegis. Juchiro, Ice Path. Oh, Aegis will be picked up. I think luckily enough for them, they had nobody who could really get into the pit like that. Afu ends up dying to Chalice. They've also got the glimpse on the Setsu. This is a problem. The Sprout once again, and they just can't get out of it. Does anybody have a Quelling Blade? Darkseer's got one. Phantom Assassin's got one. But that is... oh god, that is a deflating feeling. Monid continuing to farm, but needs so much time to get to this Battle Fury. Wants to get into the Battle Fury while Ame going into the Blink Dagger and the MKB. Similar build was made in the OG Liquid series. What does SRF have now? He had that Helm of the Dominator, Soul Ring, and the Arcane Boots going into the mech. And a smoke from LGD heading towards top. So they're setting up. Blink Dagger a little ways away for FY. They cut through this entire top half of the map. And they don't really find anybody, but they could wrap around over mid Lanham showing. All they need really is a fissure. With Somnus nearby, he could really start with the Rod of Atos. It's either the fissure or the Rod of Atos that's enough to lock them down. Ame looking for Afu. Chalice TPing into the trees. Ame continuing to chase. Now another TP. Just not getting these TP spots immediately right, but they've got the Sprout onto Afu. Ice Path hits on Ame, and now it's by the tier 3 tower. They've got X-Nova to help with the vacuum wall. Hits on 2. So now they try to run away. The Rod of Atos coming through from maybe onto Lanham. Don't have any kills just yet. The heal hits onto Chalice and hits onto SRF, and now they try to escape. Can anybody cut off their path? Salve from Ame might even look to re-engage as he's getting a lot of health back at this moment. The Stifling Dagger finally hits and stops that salve. RNG not looking to chase any further. So here they go for the tier 3. And 2 banner runes being picked up at that moment by Chalice. Even an 11, 2,000 net worth lead, still working with his Aegis on Ursa. He's getting really close to that Blink Dagger. I wonder where RNG's strategy lies while they continue to wait for Monet to farm. Desperately needing this Battle Fury. How's Setsu doing? He's going into a Solar Crest. Blink Dagger finished off on Ame. And maybe is picking up the Radiance, and he's got 3,000 gold saved up. Blink forward, it's the Blink debut, ripping through Afu, splitting those 2 heads apart, and an easy kill there. Showing off the newly minted Blink. So it's been well strategized game so far from LGD. The early game is much stronger while RNG are seemingly without Monet for a little bit, waiting on him to get this Battle Fury, but he finally has it, and now going into the Desolator. Gotta play really defensive here for RNG, but the more defensive you play, the more LGD are able to get side shop over to get his freshly minted Blink Dagger. They'll get pressed at the same place.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll go for the tier 1 bottom. We'll see if RNG are looking to maybe counter this. They've got a lot of heroes over towards bottom. The only one who's not here is the Jakiro. They'll take the tier 1 with ease. The blink forward. SRF, did he just lose that item? I don't think so, but he's glimpsed back into the Static Storm. The swap out of it, and now Ame looking for a kill, but he can't find anybody. The Stifling Dagger comes out. That's going to hit on X. No, but they've got the wall as much as well as the stun out of 3. Here comes the wall. That comes in, and Chalice is going to be dead, and they'll get the agents off of this Ursa. They take out maybe back alive is Ame. Everybody here for RNG continuing to chase the Ice Path just a little bit short as X Nova trying to tank what they're going for in the Ursa in his eyes. But they get the Echo Slam out, and the Fissure on top of it is just not enough to do anything. X Nova and Fly end up falling. It's a 4-0 in the favor of RNG. They play the counter step, and they are successful against LGD. That worked out perfectly. They took away the Aegis. They got 4 kills on top of it. All the OTs came out from the side of LGD, and they just wiped them off. Just right off the old shoulder. Sprout wanting that 200 gold. Chalice grabs it. He's going into a Crimson Guard. He's got the Vlads as well as a 4-staff. They setting up with a smoke after this? LGD still pressuring the bottom lane. They're still up by about 1,000 net worth. That's got to be a bad feeling when you think you've got the edge, at least in this game, and you get, I mean, practically team wiped. Getting closer to this Desolator. Now Monet really starting to hit a stride in terms of farming. 10k and 1,300 ahead of this Ursa, who has slowed down for a bit. Ame trying to farm the Ancients, do what he can. He's got that Blink Dagger as well as the Morbid Mask. Phase Boots, 2 charges left on the drums. After that, I think RNG are a little bit more complacent in just farming. LGD are kind of looking for those next items. As maybe going into the Radiance. He's got 4,000 gold saved up, so he does have enough for the Sacred Relic, and 1,150 away from picking up the recipe as well. Nice path. Fly needs to be careful. The 4-staff from Chalice and the blink away. What does X Nova have? Just Tranquils? It's a rough life here in the 5 position. And the Jakiro, practically the same. So, maybe at 5-2-5, his first game back as XM had gone back to CDC. And they announced that roster, I think 2 days ago or yesterday. Days all kind of melded into one at this point. And then maybe you had to assume that he was back with no announcement from LGD. And here he is in this first game, doing relatively well. It's just that one fight over bottom that has kind of locked them at this 2,000 net worth lead for now. Monet's finished off the Desolator. And then next is the BKB. Smoke was played out from RNG, but nobody here really bottom from LGD as they're over towards mid. The only one down bottom is X Nova, and Roche has just spawned back up, and I'm going into the Ancients, not going for that Roche just yet, but Chalice TPing over towards top, and he'll farm RNG's jungle. Take advantage of as much as they can. Things have quieted down in the last couple minutes or so. And there it is, Ame in a Roche. This is the second Roche of the game. Aegis Cheese on the line. We'll see if RNG come over. They haven't really spotted anybody from the side of LGD. So you'd think they'd get a little bit of an inkling that they're in this Roche pit. But Ame quickly dispatches of Roshan. Gets himself the Aegis. Gets himself the cheese. And they're back in the same place they were just a couple minutes ago.
Refrigeration.
Chalice has this Crimson Guard. He'll TP back. Finished off the Radiance on Maybe. They've got the MKB here on the Ursa. So these next big items have come in for LGD. Where everything is kind of on Monet to get it done in terms of item progression. They do also have the tools necessary, which we saw in the previous fight with good vacuum wall set up. The snowball had hit on 3 in that last fight over bottom. It was everything working really well for RNG in terms of the skill set, but in terms of the items, it is very much Monet ahead. They're setting up, looking like a smoke. I guess not. It looked like they thought about it. They all kind of clumped up with the smoke on X-Nova. I'll show Maybe for now. Meanwhile, Chalice over bottom. He's going into a Hex. And there it is. They back up. They show
Pull roots and run.
Maybe for a second. He backs off the lane. And then they back up for the smoke. 4-man smoke heading over towards bottom to join Chalice. There's a couple heroes near. And Radiant get the scan. They know exactly where they are. So this scan lands. It gets them a little bit of information. The observer ward placed down. That'll spot that they are farming up these creeps. It's Afu who'll get hit by the Rod of Atos. Ame blinking in. He'll get himself at least one. Now they'll look for more. They've got the Sprout onto Lanham, who will use the snowball to buy some time. The vacuum onto the high ground. With a 4-step away, Ame can't do anything about this. He's locked on the high ground. How many times are we going to see this in professional games as the Ice Path comes out? And now what do? If you're the side of LGD, you look over at the Jakiro, you've got the Rod of Atos on top of him. Afu trying to run away, but Ame, he's just stuck here. Boy, curb your enthusiasm, music, because he's got nothing to do here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Somehow RNG don't take more advantage of that than I really thought. It was a weird spot for them to fight once it kind of came over that way towards those stairs on the right side, but they lose the Jakiro. Could have been much worse for them.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Look over mid. Rod of Atos again, and the swap, as well as the Magic Missile, onto FY, but the blink forward from Ame. They've got the Kinetic Field locking into. They'll get the Reaper Scythe on to set 2, as well as the Royal's Punch coming out on Ame, but they get the kill on Lanham. Make that 2 dead over mid.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
LGD all of a sudden up 10,000 net worth.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They've taken the lead in terms of experience, and they have jumped up
Dire's
with the net
middle
worth.
tower is under attack.
I'm going to try and take this tier 3 tower. The Rod of Atos on SRF will use the Guardian Greaves.
Has fallen.
Shards don't block anybody in, and maybe just able to walk away as they got themselves the tier 3 tower. They're trying to find somebody on the exit. Chalice TPing in the middle of the lane. The Ice Path comes out as well as the Stifling Dagger, but coming around will be Ame. He's looking to chase. Glimpse on SRF. Vacuum wall. Hits on 2. Static Storm. Blade down as well as the kinetic field. The BKB's going to be popped by Monet. They're going to go next, but they look over at Ame. Ame still has the Aegis hitting away at Monet, whose BKB will now run out with the second life for this Ursa. This path on top. He's locked in right by the wall. Wave of Terror comes out, stopping that blink. And LGD will lose X-Nova, who also bought back, and they lose the Aegis. But they back off, not venturing too much further forward for more and not risking giving up anything else. GG happy with the lead, and again, it's more Monet who has the bulk of the farm here for for the side of RNG. Seems like Darkseer has been kind of caught with these Guardian Greaves and not much more. So he'd been about the 9,500, 9,000 mark a couple minutes back. And you can see that, with Ame at 14,000, the 3 cores of LGD up and ahead, matching if not beating what this Phantom Assassin has.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
They are smoked, looking for something. Chalice hit by the Stifling Dagger. We'll see if they come in any further by the Tier 1 tower. And the TP comes out from FY. They've got the Sentry Ward there. The Stifling Dagger hits, and they'll get the kill on FY, who TP'd over to the Shrine. The Kinetic Field in a very good spot where they funnel in. And that bottleneck with the Kinetic Field stopping them from approaching the rest of LGD.
Are fortified. Dire's bottom shrine is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under
TP
attack.
back with Ame pressuring. He'll blink away.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
They still have this vision. RNG, there wasn't much that they could do in that engagement, especially when they got stopped by that kinetic field in that bottlenecked area through the trees. It started off as a bloodbath, and now just 17 to 16. Ulti comes out from Chalice. There's 6 kills very quickly early on, but methodical would be the word here for LGD. They bring 4 over, and RNG pretty clumped up in their jungle by their top shrine as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Double damage there for Ame too. It was a 5-man smoke coming out from RNG as they'll head over towards bottom. That is towards just X-Nova. I think LGD would be happy with that if all 5 heroes came over to try and kill X-Nova and off a 5-man smoke. Oh boy. The firewall, it's starting.
My life swung. You were out of your weight
Dire
class.
are scanning.
So X-Nova does die. We get a little bit of lag. This will go away in about a minute or
Dire's
so.
top
It's
shrine
hard
is
to
under attack.
really gauge when it goes out, but they've got the smoke. Rosh is up in about a minute. They'll check the pit. They walk
Dire's
over,
top
and there it
shrine
goes.
has
It's
fallen.
gone. See? Just had to wait it out for a moment. Behind them, though, are RNG, and it's back. The lag is back.
Radiant's middle tower
Maybe I
is
was
under
wrong.
attack.
Chalice pushing top. Looks like they might engage. Afu leading the way. The blink forward from Ame to go in for the kill on Afu. They get the kill. The snowball comes out as well as the fissure. That'll land on Ame, who's got the Rod of Atos. The swap comes out from Setsu. Now Ame's going to pop that BKB. The Echo Sun comes out on the 3 heroes, and he'll be dispatched immediately. They lose Lanham. Meanwhile, the swap is there. Monet trying to get the kill. He'll find himself a double, taking out Ame, and now they're chasing after maybe He'll try to run. They've got the dominated Centaur to get the stomp as well as the wall placed down. He'll eat the cheese. The chase is on, coming over his Chalice, but it's just going to be a 2 against 3 as the Rod of Atos locking in 1 as well as the Sprout. The Reaper Scythe comes in, and is it enough? It will be enough to get Monet, who also buys back. Setsu and SRF have shown up once again, but they are starting to back off as these heroes are back up for LGD just about with this Earthshaker. They're just waiting on Ame, and Roche will be up after this engagement. Oh, fight's over. You want to stop lagging now? That's okay. Never mind.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
They smoke up immediately falling. And they're the ones who go into the Roche pit. This is kind of a desperate attempt without Ame alive, but he's up in 10 seconds. They start to take this Roche. It is getting a little bit low. Chalice comes over. He's got himself the Sprout. Ice Path comes out on top. They'll get the Aegis as well as the cheese and the Refresher Jar. The blink over with the Walrus Punch. And they will get the Nature's Prophet out. X-Nova comes over. The Fissure lands, but it's not going to matter. They'll get the Aegis. And where is the cheese as well as the Refresher Shard? Refresher Shard on the Darkseer. Aegis and cheese on the Phantom Assassin. Nullifier. Oh wow, Phantom Assassin. Not something you see too often. Could stop the BKB here with the Ursa. Let's see, they are setting up over bottom. They do have this Aegis. I want to reconnect, at least try. It usually doesn't work. I just want to wait for a low moment. As Monet did move forward with Exova nearby. Ame comes in with a blink forward. The Echo Sun comes out, following it up from FY. They've also got the Fissure. That lands. Setsu trying to run away. We've got the swap onto Monet. The Walrus Punch out on Ame. We pop the BKB. The BKB is going to be popped by Monet as well. The Static Storm laid down. Ame goes down as well as Setsu. They've got X-Nova as well as the rest of the team lining up to try and go in. But they need to start to exit. Monet as well as the vacuum wall. It comes down on a couple. They've also got the Ice Path. Muted is maybe. He'll got the BKB. He's got the Reaper Scythe. And now the Rod of Atos is thrown. I'm not sure at who as Monet turns it around. And we'll look to get the kill on him maybe, and we'll finally find it. Sprout, Chalice trying to run. The Ice Path comes through. The Glimpse back, but not looking like it's going to matter. Although he somehow gets out. Lagged is going to trick me. Always looks like it's done lagging.
Is under attack.
Wait. They get the tier 2. RNG pulling this back a little bit. Chalice doing a good job of pushing other lanes out.
What surge is this?
This is BKB at 8 seconds, going into the Abyssal Blade. This BKB going into an Ags, 9 seconds. 6 seconds. That's it. Echosuns have been alright, but haven't really been fight changing. Does seem like at times that Ame is biting off a little bit more than he can chew, and they'll smoke up once again. They do have this 8,000 net worth lead, but with another lost fight, I sense that maybe LGD can be running out of time. Monet is ahead on everybody by 3,000 net worth, at least on the Necro. They've got a level 2 Echo Slime to work with. The smoke will be broken. SRF spotting this, but they're doubling back around. Chalice comes over the vacuum wall as well as the Static Storm in the kinetic field. Setsu gets the swap out to save SRF, but they've got the glimpse back, so he's back in the spot that he once was from. And Setsu will stay alive as well as SRF. He's got the Glimmer, or has the Guardian Greaves. X-Nova ends up dying. The Macro Pyre way down as well as the Stifling Dagger. The Ice Path on top of it. The Walrus Punch now hits on to FY, who is yet to use this Echo Slam. Looking for the blink opportunity in. He'll find the Totem, and that's just going to be on Afu as the Fissure follows it up. Sprout won't land on anybody, and now they've got the Hex through onto the bench. They'll clean up Afu. They'll look for another. Setsu in trouble. The Echo Slam forward on SRF, but they've already got the kill on FY. They vacuum him back. It's a 3-on-3. They're continuing to chase. The Shivas hits on SRF as well as Monet. Now on the run from Ame. The Reaper's Head comes in and gets the kill onto this PA. Dead for 160. Chasing onto the Darkseer. Guardian Greaves will keep him alive for a second longer, but Ame chasing him all the way to the stairs, and they will take out a fourth. Chalice pushing over top. Bought back on both Setsu as well as SRF. Meanwhile, bottom is taken down pretty low. They actually don't even finish it off just yet. The tech team comes through as well as the Hex from Chalice. There's the glimpse on top of it, but nice snowball save. Crimson Guard gets popped by Chalice as well. The Rod of Atos, and now the Vacuum locking in for. The Static Storm will be laid down, but it's just zoning. Get the top tier 3. They left the bottom tier 3 at about third health. They still don't have the Phantom Assassin for 100 seconds. So they're trying to hold without a big bulk of their net worth. Swap, Ice Path, Macropyre, as well as the Magic Missile, the Force Staff back, trying to keep Navy alive, and now Ame hitting away with the BKB being popped. They've also got the Kinetic Field laid down, getting them a little bit of space. Afu, Surge, attempting to get back to base as they take out the melee racks and the range racks over top. And mid is looking to be just the same.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
The tier 3 over bottom, and they've got one more set of racks to hold. The Rod of Atos comes out as well as the Ice Path from Afu. They've also got the swap. Setsu keeping alive the Darkseer for a moment. The BKB will be popped by maybe, and now they'll bring back this Darkseer. SRF dead for 100, and with that, they'll call GG. LGD, it wasn't exactly pretty the entire time, but for the bulk of it, it looked all right. They'll take this first game of the best of 3 over RNG, and look to finish the series 2-0 coming into game 2. So 27-24, 21,000 net worth lead is what it ends at. Let's take a look at these stats. 13, 3, and 12 for Maybe in his first game back with LGD. 4, 1, and 17 for Chalice. He only died once. Wow. Okay. And the next Nova and FY combining for a 3, 16, and 30. Not awful when you do the KDA. Obviously, the KD gets a little bit discouraging, but you know, overall KDA was fine. Ame 7, 4, and 12. There was a point where he was 1 and I believe 3 or 4. But he really brought it back. And again, there were spots where LGD looked a little bit shaky. It was this point where the hold came out from RNG. And obviously Dota Plus was thinking, maybe RNG have a chance here. They got the XP lead. And then one more fight came out from LGD. They didn't get that third Roche, but it didn't matter. LGD were able to take it out, especially with that 160-second respawn time on the Phantom Assassin. So, first game goes to LGD. They'll take it over RNG. We'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. Hopefully, I am really hoping for no lag. It comes in every now and then, and it really is uncontrollable. And then you risk leaving the lobby and coming back in, and it's a whole thing. But usually that doesn't work. So hopefully, no lag this second game around. I'm your caster B-Cop. Hopefully, it gets a little bit better, a little easier for all of us, and we'll be back in just a moment.